We're still talking about the prepositions as a part of speech, and we discussed the prepositions and the single preposition or simple preposition and compound prepositions. And also we talked about the preposition phrase, which is a group of words that has a preposition, the object of a preposition, and any other word that may modify the object of the preposition. So now we're going to talk about the functions of the prepositional phrase. Why do we have prepositional phrase? How do we use them? What's their purpose? We have two functions or two purposes of the prepositional phrase. The first here is the prepositional phrase. Let me zoom a little bit. Let's read this example. The cat in the middle is the cutest. The cat in the middle is the cutest. Here is the prepositional phrase in bold. So what's its purpose? It's here to describe or modify the noun, which is the word cat. It's here to modify the word cat. So it tells us, let's assume that we have three cats in front of us. One on the right, one in the middle, and one on the left. Right? So I'm talking about the one in the middle. I'm not talking about the one on the right, nor the one on the left. So the phrase, the preposition phrase in the middle, it here describes or modifies the word cat. It tells us that the speaker is talking about which cat? The cat in the middle, not the cat in the on the right, not the cat on the left. We're talking about the cat in the middle. So the preposition phrase here, it describes or modifies a noun, which is the cat. Another example, my mother has always wanted to live in a cabin by the lake. By the lake, that's the preposition, that's a preposition phrase. What's it used for? It's used to describe or modify the word cabin, which is a noun. It tells us that my mother wants to live not just in a regular cabin or a random cabin. No, a cabin which is situated near a lake. It has to be situated next to a lake, right? This is very good. So, prepositional phrases modifies nouns. We call them adjectival phrases. We call them adjectival phrases, right? We call them adjectival phrases. Why? Because they act as an adjective. They describe nouns, and we know, and we've talked about this previously, and we know that adjectives are used to describe nouns, but adverbs are used to describe verbs. So we use adverbs to describe verbs, but we use adjectives to describe nouns. So this is the first function of the preposition phrase, is to describe nouns, and in this case we call it an adjectival phrase. We call it an adjectival phrase. Let me highlight this area here. It's called an adjectival phrase. Second, let's read the examples. We climbed up the hill to see the view. Here's our prepositional phrase. What's it used for? It's used to modify or describe the verb climb. So the speaker is saying, or the speakers are saying, that they climbed up the hill, not up the tree. We can ask, did they climb up the tree? And you can say, and you can answer, no, they climbed up the hill to see the view. So the preposition phrase up the hill is used to describe the verb or modify the verb. The second example, it annoys me when people talk during movies. During movies. Here, the prepositional phrase during the movies is described is used to modify or describe the word or the verb talk. Hannah, third example, Hannah looked under the bed. Hannah looked under the bed to see if she could find her necklace. Under the bed is also another preposition phrase which is used to describe or modify the verb looked. It tells us where did she look, the place where Hannah looked. Okay, so if the preposition phrase is used to modify or describe verbs, we call them adverbial phrases. Their object, their function is to describe verbs or to act as an adverbial phrase. So this is the second. This is the second function. Here, the first function is to act as adjectives, and in this case, we'll call them adjectival phrases. They act as adjectives and they describe nouns. They describe nouns such as the cat in the middle is the cutest. The preposition phrase in the middle, the phrase in the middle is used to describe or modify the word cat. This is the first function. The second function, however, we use preposition phrases as adverbial phrases to modify or describe verbs. For example, we climbed up the hill. Up the hill here, it modifies the verb climbed. It tells us where did they climb, not just over the wall or up the tree. No, they climbed up the hill. So here are the two preposition phrases functions. Here we have, I compiled some of the very common preposition combinations that you need to get yourself familiarized with. You need to read and maybe highlight the one that you think are a bit difficult. You need to work on more. So here we have 75 combinations of prepositions that you need to memorize. We say suffer from, we say recover from, we don't say recover of. We say, for example, focus on. We say get rid of. We say search for, wait for, etc. Also, I've compiled some of the also main or common prepositions here at the age of. Prepositions that start with at. Next, we have common prepositions that start with on, combinations that start with the preposition on. Here we have out of. Here we have off, under, by, and for. We have over 100 preposition combinations that you should read and work on your own pace. So that's it for today. Thank you, class. Have a nice day. Goodbye.